Every day, tons of new cool tech gear shows up. Trying to stay on top of what's new, what's cool, what's the next best thing is a game where you're always trying to catch up. Yo, I'm John Quattro, and today we're going to look at two new pieces of tech that break through the mold and challenge the status quo. Two devices that scream controlling your PC audio doesn't have to be difficult. Welcome to my first impression video on the Beacn Mix and Beacn Mix Create. All right, first off, I want to let you know that Beacn was cool enough to send these two devices over to me, as well as a new microphone that I'm using right here. Review's already up and loaded. Link in the description down below. Wink. They don't get a say in what I say. They didn't get to see this video ahead of time. They just ask that I share my thoughts, whether they're good or bad. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. They're good. Really good. Which is the smaller of the two, was designed to be the simplest audio controller for content creators. I think that they've done more than that. I think that if you have a PC and you consume any content, whether that's watching Netflix, playing games with friends, or by yourself, heck, even if you work from home, I think Beacn Mix is a great time-saving add-on for anybody. You don't have to install any drivers. You just plug it in, launch the Beacn app, which I will show you here in just a second. All right, so here's the software for the Beacn Mix. It is very simple. Now, nothing is set up on this for me because I'm using the Mix Create, and right now, you don't really use them both at the same time. It would also kind of be a little redundant, but they're working on some cool things in the future that you may want to use two of them. But I can't say much more than that because there isn't much more than that. Anywho, if you can drag and drop, you can literally use this device. The first thing you want to do is select a listening device, so like your headphones or speakers, or you can do your headphones and speakers because there are two slots right here. After that, you just drag and drop what you want. Down here, you have some examples of applications. You could put like Spotify is on knob 3, Chrome on knob 4. You can put chat right there, and then voice mic chat on your knobs right there. So you can turn them up and down, which you can kind of see how that looks on the Beacn Mix Create right now. But what I wanted to show you is how this works. So you're not going to hear them because I have them turned down on the other mix, but you see right here, I have Spotify playing. Right? I don't know what that is, so we're going to turn it off, but I got some Spotify playing in the background. And you can see it right here that it's actually metering it. It's also metering it on the device itself. Chrome. Here, we'll play something from Epidemic Sounds right here. And you can see that it is metering as well. Drag and drop, that's all you have to do. There is literally no other setup for that at all. So that's how you use the Beacn Mix. I think it's simple, beautiful. I think it looks pretty cool too. It has a 5-inch screen that is honestly like almost cell phone quality to me. I was expecting to be something, I don't want to say janky, but I was expecting it to be like you would think a 5-inch screen would be on a device that costs less than $200. But I was pleasantly surprised. It is crystal clear and it really just looks nice. On the screen, you've got volume and metering info, and it makes controlling your Windows PC audio pretty much the easiest that it can be ever. All right, next up is the Beacn Mix Create. This is for the content creator that wants a little bit more than what's offered in the Beacn Mix. It adds some very useful features designed with online broadcasters and content creators in mind. First of all, there are 4 mute buttons which you can control in the Beacn app. So if you switched right here, I will show you what the Beacn Mix Create app looks like. Right here. This is the Beacn Mixer. This is also what you'll get on the Beacn mic if you don't purchase anything else with it. So I have gone over this in the Beacn mic video, which you can see right here or here. I don't know. I never know which way it is, but it's up there somewhere. Anywho, you can't drag and drop right now on the Beacn Mix Create just because it is a different type of device and it has to be set up a little differently, but it's still very easy to set up. The 4 mute buttons, they allow you to set up what and where you're muting. So on the microphone, I have it set, as you can see, to mute to all. So I am muting to chat, music, everywhere, stream and personal mix. So if I click this button right now, I'm assuming you couldn't hear me. Otherwise, that's going to look really silly. Anyways, I can mute the chat to my stream. That way I can still hear the call outs, but my chat doesn't have to hear the expletives of, you know, my teammates who are getting more frustrated as they carry me to a win, maybe, as I continue to die over and over and over again. You can do the same thing with your music and browser. So I have music and browser to mute to myself. So if I want to listen to something, I can hit the mute to self button and it'll mute in my ears. It will not mute out to my stream. If you've used a Go XLR or Go XLR Mini, this should be very, very familiar to you, because what it is, it's basically the Go XLR Mini software, the routing table and mixing software, but it actually looks great and performs great, and it's even easier to set up. The next thing you might notice is that I personally have 6 different things that I'm mixing here. My mic, my chat, my music, my browser, which is just gonna be Chrome for like YouTube videos and things like that, system, and game. There's only 4 spots on the screen. So what do? Well, that's what this button is for. You can see right here, I'm pushing back and forth on the knob paging system. It allows me to shift back and forth on the screen to see even more controls that I can set up. So for this example, my mic and my chat are both locked because I've got the lock right here and right here. So when I scooch to the next screen, it gets rid of music and browser and just puts system and game up. So I always have 4 up, and I always have the last 2 or 3 or whatever I have unlocked. Submixes. Okay, I covered this in the Beacn Mic video, but I'm gonna give you a little tutorial here as well. Submixes allow you to have a personalized listening experience separate from what your stream audience hear. They're labeled as personal mix and audio mix. Surprise! So if you're looking at the software right here, personal mix, right here, it's going into my headphones, and then audience mix is right here. That's also with all of the faders that are here. The little guy with headphones, that's your personal mix volume level, and then your audience mix volume level. So as you're going through these, my mic and my chat are the same, but my music is different. So I like to listen to music when I stream and play games, but I don't necessarily want to put my music blasting out into everybody else's ears. So I've got my music set up at 100% for me and about 50% for chat. That means it's totally different. So chat hears 50% volume on my music. Also, if you notice when I scroll down here, that is linked together. So if I go to 50%, it's like 25%, so on and so forth until it's completely down. I do that with my music. I do that with my browser as well. And you can also do it with your game. I just don't have it set up because I've been busy making these videos and not gaming yet. Here you can see me switch back and forth between both mixes using the on device button. So it's white right here. If I boop there, now you hear me. That's the audience mix. And I can go back and forth, and you can see it also on the screen there. The little icon changes at the top of the screen on the Create. So the Beacn Mix Create also is hardware agnostic. What that means is you do not have to have a Beacn mic to use the Beacn Mix Create. I think you should, but if you don't want to spend the extra money, hell yeah, don't worry about it. You can use any setup, anything, any microphone or audio interface or headphones that show up as a playback device in Windows can be used with the Beacn Mix Create. I've even tested that you can technically use it with your Go XLR, but don't. It's redundant, and the Beacn Mix Create does everything better than the Go XLR does. All right, so here's the 2022 roadmap for the Beacn Mix and Beacn Mix Create. You see that they're wanting to do VOD channels, OBS integration, VST support, drag and drop interface for the Mix Create. Like I said, that's not here yet, but it will be eventually. They just have to basically recode it. They're totally different softwares, even though they're very similar devices. Default device pages and show personal listening device on screen. So I'm assuming they want to put like a little guy up in the corner here. I'm not really sure actually what they want for that. The last thing that I want to do is I want to show you a little infographic that Beacn sent over in our review kits that just goes over some key features. It also shows price, which we will discuss, and it will help you figure out which one of these is the right one for you if you decide that you're going to pick one up. As you can see, the Beacn Mix is $149. It is live to buy right now. Link in the description. Not an affiliate link, by the way. I just want to get the website there for you so you can make an easy purchase if you decide to. Also, the Beacn Mix Create, $50 more at $199. All right, so both of them share the 5-inch screen. It's 800 by 480. Like I said, it's a very good looking screen, and it doesn't really pick up glares or anything too bad. They both have 4 knobs. The Beacn Mix Create is where you're going to get your sub mixes, knob paging, and your routing table, and it also has the separate mute modes. That's the difference. Who do I think should buy what if you're in the market for it? if you're going to stream and broadcast to a live audience, I think you need to pick up the Beacn Mix Create. The submixing, the routing table, and the mute modes just completely set this thing apart even from itself. And for an extra $50, that is a ton more. That is a ton of value for the extra $50. The Beacn Mix, they say, you know, content creators can get it. I think anybody should get this. Literally, or everybody. If you have a PC, you use it to consume content, buy this. Seriously, it's absolutely amazing. And I'm just a huge fan of both of them. So here's my final thoughts on the first impression. I've had these devices for a week, the Mix Create, and the Beacn microphone. All three of these devices, they feel familiar to what a lot of us already use, like a Go XLR and Voicemeeter, or, you know, other applications maybe I don't know about, but they are different. They feel like they're from the future, but they're not, right? The best thing to me about the Mix and Mix Create are that once I plugged them in and set them up, I didn't think about them again. They immediately became part of my setup, like they've been there from the beginning. To me, that really defines what the Beacn team was trying to achieve. They built amazing, high quality, simple tools for content creators and online broadcasters, because that's who they are. If you know anything about the people that make this team up, they are content creators. They are online broadcasters. And I can't wait to see what's next from them, honestly. If you made it this far, I'd suggest to you to go join their Discord. Not mine. I'm going to plug theirs, beacn.gg/Discord, and give this video a like too. I think, you know, I'll appreciate that. They might appreciate it. I don't really care. You know, and give this video a like too. I'd appreciate it. Really hard work to put this stuff together. And also, I've uploaded my first impression on the Beacn mic. That video will be linked at the end of this one. So go check it out right now, because this mic is insane and it breaks the mold of what a microphone should be in 2022. See you later, guys. Oh, that's a lot of filming. All right, 25 minutes, and I got to condense that down to 8.